Right, so I know I haven't posted in 3 weeks. And in a way, I'm kind of annoyed that this is a video that I'm gonna be posting once I've taken such a long break. But I genuinely felt like I had to say something about the ongoing issues that are going on right now. And since I know I don't have a massive platform, but the platform that I do have, I'm gonna use it because what I can do in light of all of this is educate people and tell people my experiences. So obviously, well, you all know about George Floyd and what happened and the incident that happened that's highlighted such a massive problem of the institutionalized racism that Black people are faced with. I've been asked so many times, why are you bothered? These are in the UK, yeah. Yes, we're in the UK, but unfortunately, right, no matter where we go, I am Black. So what someone's facing in America, I'm in my own way indirectly facing it. Not even indirectly, I'm facing the same kind of things. Maybe to not that extent, but I'm also facing, and many of us will be facing the same. Now, I just want to get out the misconception that many people feel that Scotland is a safe haven from these issues, because it is not. It is not. And when people come with me and they're like, oh, it's not that bad here, it should never be a thing. Racism and racial discrimination shouldn't be a thing, full stop. I don't care if it's a little bit or a big bit, it should never be a thing. From a young age, I've always been aware of the fact that I'm Black, okay? We are the first Black people to move into my neighbourhood. Like, the first Black people to move into my neighbourhood. I was one of the only Black kids in primary school and one of the only ones in high school. So me being Black is something I've always been aware of from such a young age. And me being aware of the fact that I get treated differently because I am Black is something I've been made aware of, and something I've known from such a small age. From being in primary to being told in P1 that everything Black is bad, right? To you that might not seem like a big thing, but to me it left me so confused. I was looking at my skin like, huh? A teacher said this, not a student, a professional person, someone in a profession, to tell me that everything Black is bad. P2, I was called a black cow, right? Throughout the years of primary school, me being Black was always, how do I put this? Throughout primary school, I was always aware of the fact that I was Black. And it's not a bad thing, but it's the connotations that came with it that was a bad thing. Basically, I've always been aware of the fact that I am Black. And it's not a bad thing, but like I said, it's the connotations that come with it and how I get treated differently because I am Black. Because I can't change it. It's something you see as soon as you see me, and I love being Black, but I hate the way I get treated for something that I cannot change, and something that you shouldn't be getting treated differently from, especially from teachers who have a duty of care to you, for them to do nothing, right? Now, now we're moving on to high school. So high school, like, obviously I've already grown up with kind of situations and like in primary school, cool. But when I got to high school, I didn't realize it would be another different kind of experience, okay? So there's so many incidents that happened that were reported and nothing was ever done about it. And if you know the school that I went to, I'm not going to bait it out and I'm not going to say this is the school I went to, la la la. If you know, you know. But there's so many incidents. Like one incident, I was in a class, it was a modern studies class, and one boy said that all immigrants should be given a piece of land and their own bricks to build their own houses. In the same class, someone said, oh, just because you're born here doesn't make you British, right? These two incidents really upset me and a few other people in the class of colour. I was the only Black person, but I wasn't the only minority in the class. Taken to the year head did nothing. No one was brought up, nothing was done about it. It was reported, no one got called up for it. There wasn't like an assembly or something to address it, nothing, swept under the carpet. Cool. Another incident where we had a Black substitute teacher for me, because first of all, in that school, I have never been taught by a Black person or someone of colour. I have never been taught by someone of colour, which I feel like adds to the ignorance of the whole situation, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. So, there was a Black substitute teacher, and it was in an RE class, and we're all sitting in the class, and every time she spoke, a bunch of people from the back class kept making monkey noises. May I remind you, I was also sitting in that class, and they were sitting making monkey noises and saying ooh, ah, every time she spoke. what was done? They were excluded, but they were allowed back. There was nothing to address it. There was no assembly. Absolutely nothing. Okay? What part of that is fair? I was not even asked if I was alright or nothing, because obviously it wasn't directed to me, but I'm sitting there and you're making monkey noises at the teacher. How is that meant to make me feel? But it was never addressed. They were excluded and brought back, and it was swept under the carpet like it was nothing. Okay? I'm getting so frustrated. Like, so many incidents like that would happen. It would get reported. Nothing. And there's other I'm not going to go too much into it, but the overall xenophobia that was experienced in that school that was also done, nothing was done about it, leaves me frustrated. Because as a school, you have a duty of care to all your students. And some of them were experiencing racial remarks being said to them, racial abuse, and you did nothing. You did nothing. There was never an assembly to address it. There was never nothing to address it. Another incident where we're playing the heads up game in the common room. This is in 6th year. I don't care. You can at them, you cannot at. I don't really care. I don't give a heck. I don't care. And we were sitting in the common room, and one of the words that popped up on the thing, you know, when you like whatever, one of the words that popped up on the thing was slaves, and someone turned around and went, oh, all black people were in front of me, right? Strike one. Later on in the game, it was movies and stuff, and the movie Training Day came up. And obviously there's a very famous line where it's like, my nigga, whatever, cool. But I'm not gonna lie, you could have said anything else, and especially the fact that I was there. Whether I'm there or not, you should never have said it. But this guy just went up and said, my nigga, my nigga. And then when I proceeded to get upset about it, I was told, oh, I don't think he meant it like that. Oh, you shouldn't be angry, da-da-da-da-da. Because in that moment, I know if I reacted, I'd be classified as now the angry black girl, and I'd probably get into trouble, because that's how it happened. That's how it always happened, okay? Throughout school, a place where you're meant to be educated, the carelessness of the way the slave trade was handled in history was absolutely appalling. They did a couple of presentation slides and put on roots, and that was the slave trade. Like, that was it. After watching Roots, everyone was sitting there calling themselves Kunta Kinte and asking me, oh, Hadra, you're probably related to him, aren't you? Now, I know some people might watch this video and be like, what is she complaining about? But the fact I had to go through this and nothing was done to counteract what they've done, or there was no education or further education to educate these people, is absolutely appalling. The education system in Scotland, in the UK, should be absolutely appalled with the way they've handled issues like this. 1 second. More needs to be done. All these incidents that were faced were reported and nothing. Another incident, I personally wasn't there, but a close friend of mine in the same school experienced this. First, right, there's so many things wrong about this situation, but someone asked the teacher, a history teacher, what was worse, slavery or the Holocaust, right? First of all, the question should never have been asked. That's such an ignorant question to ask, but it was asked. And the teacher should never have answered it, but he did. And he said the Holocaust. Right. Whatever his answer was, his answer, right? But as a teacher, you're not meant... How can you answer that question and permit that kind of question to be answered? How? And also, we felt like when other stuff would go on and racial incidents and stuff would go on, we didn't even feel like we can go to your heads and stuff, because we knew they weren't going to do anything. So you've left us to be even more isolated than we already are, because we're already a minority. But when racial prejudice and discrimination does happen, we don't even feel comfortable enough to let you guys know, because we know nothing gets done. You can't name me one time, especially in that school, where a racial incident was taken care of and made aware and people were educated. It never happened. It has never happened. Outside of school as well, there's so many things as well. My little brother, he was 11 at the time, he was playing football and he was told to go back to his own country because he scored the goal. Now you tell me, you sit there and tell me if that's okay for someone so young, right, who was born in this country, be told to go back to their own country. Another incident, what happened in my neighborhood, so this is when you know it's, I don't know, one day I got the police at my door and they start, another incident that happened, and I had the police come to my door and basically insinuate that they thought it was my brother chasing little girls up the road just because the person that was described was black. My brother is 12 years old, and they actually came and asked, how tall is your brother? Is his hair cut short? Da, 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 da. They wouldn't back off until I told them that he gets educated at a private school, and then they backed off. That's how much it took for them to back off and, oh, sorry, apologies for that, we just had to la la la. They've already racially profiled a 12-year-old. Now, you guys might watch this and be like, oh, it's not even that deep, it's not a lot. But what the main point is, it should never happen. I shouldn't have had to go through these things. And then I shouldn't have had to go through those things and report them for nothing to be done. My brother should have had to already experience racial prejudice and be treated differently due to the colour of his skin. It shouldn't happen. So the misconception of, oh, it doesn't happen in Scotland, it barely happens, it does. And I've not even scraped a little bit. There's so much more. I could go on for ages, but I just want you to know and want you to understand that it does happen in Scotland, and it's a thriving problem. It is a problem, whether people want to recognise it or not. It's a problem. And the more you want to the more you don't want to listen, is the more it will continue to go on. Do you understand? The more that you're in denial that it's not happening and it's not a problem, the more nothing will get solved and no difference will be made, because people are in denial. They're in denial, and people, oh. And then this is the one that really sold it for me, right? So obviously I've been through school, I'm going through school, In Edinburgh, there's like, especially where I'm from, the Muslim community, there's not a lot of us, so most of them I do know. And when you grow up in that community, the elders, you call them auntie and uncle. So this man, to me, he was Uncle Sheck. Okay? What happened to him left us all completely shocked. Because like I said, I've already been through the microaggression, like, I've already experienced racial prejudice and stuff like that, and being called a monkey noises being made, nigga this, da 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 da. But to see now someone that I would call uncle die in police custody for nothing more than the colour of his skin. I don't actually know. I can't even put into words. Like, so for those that don't know, Sheku Bayo, father of two, died in police custody over 5 years ago. No justice has been found. That man died for nothing. He died for absolutely nothing. He died in police custody and the threat. Now you can sit here and tell me he was this, he was that, da 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 da. But he was only killed and treated the way he got treated because he was a black male. That's it. There's nothing more. There's nothing that. Try and cover your back, say he was this, he was that, he was aggressive, da da da. He was killed by the same people that were meant to protect us, that the same people that you call for help. He died in their hands, and to this day, nothing has been done about it. So you can't tell me racism isn't a problem in Scotland. You can't come and tell me, oh, why are you guys so angry about it? It's only happening in America, when it's happening on our doorstep. You can't tell me, oh, if you've never experienced it, you can't tell me anything. Because I am a black female in this. I know. I've been through it. My brother's been through it. My family's been through it. The community, everyone has experienced some kind of racism. So you actually cannot sit there and tell me it doesn't exist. Black lives do matter. So please, miss me with the, oh, but black people kill black people. But do they not get prosecuted for that? Do they not? Black on black crime, but when it comes to any other race, it's not white on white crime. Nope. So please, if you take anything from this video, take the fact that Scotland is not a safe haven, that the education system is letting down the ethnic minorities. The education system has not developed, no. Take that the education system is not educating people about the correct things, as well as the UK's involvement with the slave trade. that not being educated, that not being spoken about, builds up an ignorance that other people that who are not black or who are not of colour, they've not been taught it. So how are they meant to know? School is an institution where it's meant to educate you, but you guys are missing out on the vital aspects of it completely. And take that, Black lives do matter. And it's no way, no shape, in no shape or form saying that white lives don't matter. But right now, it's Black lives that are being ruthlessly taken for no reason. It's Black lives that are being taken for the pure fact it is a Black life. So until that prejudice and that discrimination stops, you can't tell me anything. Honestly. And I might not have been gone through a lot, and there's so much more I want to speak about, but I'm not going to because I don't want this video to be hours and hours long. But I've been through it. You watching this as a Black person, you've probably been through it. You being any other non-Black person, you've probably seen it with your own eyes. So don't you dare come to me and tell me it doesn't exist or it's not that bad. It should never happen. Never. I just thought I had to share my thoughts on that. I'm sorry if this video is all over the place and if I'm stumbling over my words because I'm giving this to you completely unedited. I just need to get off my chest because it's such a pressing issue. And it took this to even expose some of the schools in Edinburgh that have let racial abuse slide. It's taken people dying for this to be brought up since you didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything. The purpose of this video is to shine a light on it and to let people know that it's an issue. It's more than an issue. It's a problem. And if you take anything away from this video, just know that I can't even, my head's all over the place. I can't even, if you take anything away from this video, just know that it is an issue. You ignoring it will not stop it being an issue. I don't even know how to end this video because there's probably so much more I could say, but I want to keep it. I just know that